teach, but only a few can inspire. Many teach lessons, but very few teach life. That is why teaching isn't a profession, but a service. A very good morning to one and all present here. I take the privilege of welcoming you all for the faculty workshop on the topic Effective Writing and Assessment of Writing, a session presided by Professor Dr. Ms. Catherine Thomas, English Language Specialist, U.S. Department of Stage Project at Anna University. Prayer is a mode of communication in our relationship with God. Let us all rise up to invoke His blessings through a prayer song. Lighting the lamp is an impeccable factor in all auspicious occasions. This is because light is a sign of joy, knowledge, positivity and wisdom. And our event is not an exception. Hence I request the dignitaries on the dais to light the Kutvilakku. By the most bright individual. I now request Professor Ravindranathan to present the welcome address.
I am really grateful for this nice day. It's all a great event for all of us. We are all, as you are aware, we are not native speakers of English. Each one of us have our own mother tongue, but then medium of instruction is English. So naturally, we'll have to develop the competency in English. So it's an occasion where we must thank Anna University, head of the Department of English, College of Engineering, Gindi, Dr. Mrs. Srimati. She has taken the initiative. Again, if we go to the root, Dr. Catherine is professor of English. She's a specialist in English from Columbia University. So, US government, we must thank Department of State that has funded this whole program. She has been traveling. She is also supporting United Nations, as you all are aware, as an English specialist. So I'm really happy to see the good audience. I request you to have this session, understand this session thoroughly. I requested Catherine Madam to give a lot of examples. So with the examples, every concept we can understand very well. So it's a great occasion. Utilize this. Last time on 10th we had at Multitech, similar gathering we had about 30-35. But one unfortunate thing I must say, because unless we faculty build that integrity in us, what we saw morning 34 people, afternoon it was 24 or something. Dr. Catherine also came to know. That is the attitude, no? Attitude must change. If you want to bring an institution, the continuous progress, continuous improvement is a way of life. We all are accountable for the performance of the institution, performance of the students. Because we are all, just now Dr. Kamal Naban, Dr. Catherine, we were discussing. See, he was very proud. Our principal was telling, we want the students as our children because the entire parents have handed over to us, the children. So, we have the mentoring system. We must effectively counsel with the students as often as possible, their personal problems, their physical and other mental issues we must deal and see to that we are handholding them throughout their 4 years of stay as a BTech students or MBA student or as a MCA student. Okay. And I am very thankful to the other, our sister institution, Veltech Hightech Arts College, Veltech RSS Engineering College, Veltech Multitech, Dr. Nagaraj and Dr. Skundala Engineering, where I hail from. And so it has been a pleasant experience for me. So many things have happened. I am very proud that this is also one occasion I am very proudly I will be able to remember. As you are aware, this January 1st, I am completing my 14th year in Veltech Multitech. So, great going. I am really thankful to one and all who have given me the support. Thank you all. I request our principal to say a few words.
Thank you so much, sir. Next, our Honorable Principal, Dr. E. Kamlanaban, without whose consent and coordination, all the laurels that we have reached would have forever remained a dream. I think he is the most applied person to deliver the felicitation address.
Chief guest of the day, Professor Dr. Miss Catherine Thomas from Columbia University, New York, United States of America. My placements and training, Professor Ravindranathan, and my beloved director IQAC, Professor Saran Kumar, and my dean R&D, Research and Development, Dr. Swami, and my dean first year, Science and Humanities, Professor Dr. Nagashankar, members of the faculty and participants from other colleges. Really happy to see here. Very good morning all of you. Good morning. Really great to have Professor Catherine Thomas here at Hightech campus today. So the English is the one where everybody we look for actually for the basic communication, the purpose, right? Nationally, internationally, where we migrate for many purposes. It is for official or whatever it may be. We travel all over the world. So therefore, the medium of instruction is English. It's a common platform. There is nothing to say about it actually. So it's a need of the day. Where we need to have some, skills. The skill competency actually, especially called communication skills. The so-called, we have something called a language laboratory or the communication skills lab, where we impart something for students, or even where faculty members are getting trained in the platform with various other softwares. So it is very essential. So therefore, first, what we learn and how we are getting trained ourselves, how we make ourselves, we are very comfort with the language. Where we teach something in the classroom for the students. Then students also, they feel comfort with the teacher, with the communication, the so-called communication, the mode, the language that you teach with the students. As simple as that they understand very easily. So that is what is called something, the teacher talent or the capacity or the kind of skill what you have with you. It is something called multifaceted skills, where you develop and in turn where you deliver with the student community. That is the great one. So where you attract the student community with your teaching skills. That is the great matter in this world. If there are 60 students in the classroom, if you are able to attract 80 to 90% of the students, that is what the real, the talent, really where you are able to, attract some students groups in the classroom actually. Without which there is no purpose in going and delivering a lecture and saying that deliver, in a day or 10 days or 3 months and the semester is over. Counting number of hours, teaching hours, it is like 55 hours or 60 hours. But out of which, what is the outcome? That is the matter. So we need to have something like a self-review mechanism within ourselves. If you have that self-review mechanism within yourself, definitely we are in a position to improve ourselves. We are in a position to improve ourselves. If you don't assess ourselves, where we are, where we stand, what kind of teaching that we are delivering to the students. If you are not for that, definitely forever, even for the matter of, you say that I have been there for 2 decades in teaching. You say that I have been there for 3 decades in teaching. But what is the essence? What is the ultimate aim that, so what you carry, throughout your experience. So that makes matter. So it doesn't matter whether you have something with 30 years of experience or 3 years of experience. The matter is which that what you carry, the so-called skills, where you are able to attract the student, where you satisfy the end user, the so-called customer requirement. If you are able to meet, definitely you are the successful teacher. You are the 100% the most wonderful teacher in this world. So that is what I can say. There is nothing actually to say that so great, so beyond, so something. But the minimum requirement where you are able to fulfill with the students. So for which, what are the skills required? If you learn that, if you are able to deliver that in the classroom, that is the beautiful thing actually, which happens in the classroom. So students also should like the teacher, and the teacher also should like the students in the classroom. So it's all mutual. It's all mutual in the classroom. So without which, if I go, I teach without looking for the student face, or without understanding the student mindset or whatever it may be, or even the student group, they sit for 40 minutes in a class, for my hour, for 50 minutes in a class, even without knowing the background of the teacher, what he is teaching in the class, or what topic or what content he is delivering. There is something called discontinuity. There is nothing actually happens between these two. So we should know that what is happening between these two. What is happening between these two, teacher as well as the student. There is some transformation which happens. Only thing when it comes, when both they like. If it is not, then definitely whatever you take, there is nothing actually. There is nothing actually. And forcefully we do something, the kind of practice. Forcefully you apply something and you do, and definitely that will not fulfill, as like what is expected at the end. The targeted outcome that we cannot get it. So therefore, whatever we do, the time we spend, whether it is usefully we are spending, or usefully we are learning something, and practically we are making it to happen, in real time. That is what is expected. So for which faculty members, you are traveling in teaching, see, with some interest, with some liking, that you have chosen this as a profession, the great profession. So for which you need to have, that something called a passion. So towards which you have to work. Then you will know the taste. Then you will find the taste, what actually it is. With the number of years, you will go on learning. It's a continuous process. There is nothing end for this. We cannot say that I have learned everything. My learning is over. You cannot say at any point of time. Madam knows, experienced, English professor here, senior professor who is sitting here. So learning is something that goes till our breath. There is nothing like to put a full stop for this learning actually. So therefore, at all time we need to show some interest. For learning. Then your mind automatically says that something today when I come here, what to do, what is new today, what is tomorrow something new, what is next all the time, that is how the creativity, the mind we need to set to think accordingly. So therefore, everybody, when you adopt that, when you are for that, definitely automatically by default your mind will say that what is the next that you want to do, or I want to do, or anybody that they want to do. So always we need to go for some search, like a Google search, the engine. You go, you throw some query, then pumps out something, the answer. So likewise within ourselves, we have to ignite something, and something that should come out all the time. That should come out all the time for learning and implementation, and to see that the fruitful outcome. So definitely I think Professor Dr. Catherine Thomas will be giving lot of inputs with with great experience. I think you're all going to get something usefully today. So really great to have your presence in this campus. So we feel happy, and I think fruitfully members can utilize Madam here, and like what Sir was saying, actually when we see in the morning session some group will be there, in the afternoon some will disappear. That should not happen actually. Show some interest. It is all for your self-development as well as for the student community development, where we can do something mutually that happens. So for which we are responsible, and we need to think in that way. So therefore, presence, show your presence, throughout the day, and learn something definitely that will help, in future. So have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
For stating the important aspects that needs to be known with respect to teaching. Knowing the guest is as important as knowing the show. This is because all the achievements of the guest adds value to each word spoken and each information shared by the guest. And so, here are a few words or information about our guest of the day. Professor Dr. Ms. Catherine Thomas is an English language specialist who is providing curriculum design and teacher training services to Anna University's Department of English in the College of Engineering. The English Language Specialist Program is funded and sponsored by the United States Department of State, Bureau of Education and Cultural Affairs, Office of English Language Programs. Our guest has an MA degree in teaching English to speakers of other languages from Columbia University in New York City. She has been teaching English since 2001, and she trained English teachers in Chile while serving as an English language fellow. Catherine is currently an English language instructor from the United Nations Language and Communication Program, where she teaches advanced English grammar and English for specific purposes writing courses to professional staff members of the United Nations. Prior to becoming a Thesaurus professional, Catherine Thomas was the Web Services Librarian at Columbia University. I think she's the most bright person for the faculty workshop that is to be conducted today. And next, we have a souvenir is a gesture of a love, respect, and gratitude. And a request our principal and the other dignitaries on the dais to present a token of love to our chief guest.
Sir, sit down.
Towards having a motive of getting the most out of this event and getting the person who is ready to share their knowledge with us. It is now request Professor Dr. Ms. Catherine Thomas to take over the session. Please, ma'am.
Okay, great. So, good morning. Good morning. Very nice to see you here today. Very nice to receive. We're going to talk about three things today. Forms, writing, and assessment. And you have a handout, right? Is it true? You have a one-page handout. Okay, good. So you can see that my title right now here in India is English Language Specialist. but I believe that we are all specialists. We can all share information, share our expertise. So I don't want to pretend like I'm the only specialist in the room. I respect your experience. I expect your ability to function as teachers. And actually, at this moment, I'm curious. I know that we have some English teachers here, but I believe most of the teachers are in engineering and technical subjects. Is it true? Yeah. So for the English teachers, could you raise your hand if you're an English teacher? Only 2 or 3 English teachers. And so the rest of the teachers teach engineering, some subject related to technology or engineering. Yes. Well, I will try to make this workshop relevant for teachers of English, engineering, any kind of technology subject. You can see the dates of my project, September 9th through October 18th. So on Friday, I will return to my home country, the United States, and my home city, New York City. But it's been a wonderful experience coming to India and visiting many polytechnic colleges as well as Anna University. Okay, so well, you heard an introduction, but I want to emphasize something. Right now, I teach for the United Nations. So my reality is different than yours. But still, I have some things, some ideas to share, and I hope that you will share as well. Right now, I teach for the United Nations, and I teach courses related to grammar and writing. And the students are very advanced. They are professionals. Right now, they're working as professionals all over the world, and they see how it's very important to improve their writing. They want to advance in their careers, and they need to improve their writing. So I teach courses in very specific types of writing, like correspondence. This would be letters, memos, email messages, meeting minutes. That is, at the United Nations, they have a lot of meetings, and they have to have a record of each meeting, very formal record. They give a lot of presentations, so I have to teach them how to prepare an outline for a presentation. They write a lot of reports, especially technical reports, audit reports, project reports, and summaries. So they have to read very long documents and then write executive summaries. So you can see that what I'm teaching is a little different in terms of the students, the audience, and also the subjects. But really, it's not that different, because here you're preparing young people to become professionals and to work globally, right? To be able to use English as an international language, to compete globally. And it's possible that one day, one or some of your students will find a job internationally, right? Outside the country. And they will be using English as the lingua franca, an international language. Okay, the other thing about my teaching right now, very interesting.
Yes.
The courses are online. Everything is online. We meet in a virtual classroom. The number of students is small, between 15 and 20 students. We meet together as a group in a virtual classroom. So these are the things I would like to talk about today. But this is a workshop. It's not a lecture. So we will try to have some activities, some opportunities to share. Okay? When I think about classroom management, I think about my experience teaching in universities. Not for the United Nations, that's a different type of classroom management, managing a class online. That's a different type of skill. But when I think about classroom management, I think about classrooms like yours. Yeah, I think about being in a physical classroom with students and trying to do a good job. And these are some of the things that I think about: student-centered classrooms, assessment. And then I would like to share with you some forms that I have created to help me manage my classes. So before we begin, I want to maybe take a few minutes to think about what do we mean by classroom management, really? What is it? And I thought about some words that come to my mind: control, discipline, organization, supervision. But I'm very curious to know if you have other words that you would like to share. If I say classroom management, what do you think of? What comes to your mind?
This one?
Yeah.